Madrid brought in similar measures to what we're seeing here in France now a couple of weeks back. How have things been going?
That's right. Tomorrow those measures expired. Basically, Madrid had a partial lockdown. No one could leave the city unless there was a good reason, whether it was a work or a health emergency. Now, the Madrid region says that it can now go back to its initial measures that it had introduced before the central government imposed that partial lockdown. And they are basically lockdowns in the neighbourhoods that have the highest cases of COVID-19. So 32 neighbourhoods now will, from tomorrow, be subject to those additional measures. Now, we just heard Spain's Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez talking about the situation across Spain. He says that it is very serious, and he basically has called for social discipline. He said that he knows that people do find it difficult to believe that a family member or a loved one could hurt them, but he said that can happen. He said that a lot of the cases were taking place between family members or friends, and he appealed to people to keep their social distance because Spain's situation is now at about 350 per 100,000 cases of coronavirus. The Prime Minister said that was far too high, and he wants to see it come down to levels more like 25. The Prime Minister stepping away from the calls at the moment for a nationwide curfew. Many of the regions have called for the central government to pass a law to allow that to happen. But for the moment, the Prime Minister is saying it's still up to those regions in Spain to manage the COVID-19 crisis.
And staying in the region, Sarah, Portugal also bringing in new restrictions.
That's right. Three of the northern Portuguese regions, Felgueiras, Lusada and Pacos de Ferreira, have got partial lockdowns. People won't be allowed to leave those regions unless they have a work reason or a health emergency or some other justification. That affects about 161,000 residents, and that's really because the Portuguese government says that in some areas of Portugal, the pandemic is getting to levels that they consider to be concerning. Of course, Portugal has had a much better situation to other European countries, but earlier this week it went over the 100,000 case mark, and the Portuguese government, like the Spanish government, appealing particularly to young people not to let their guard down. They may feel themselves to be immune, but they could be a victim of the virus, and they could also affect a loved one.